So I've been called to supper, but first, I just wanted to complete the trilogy, as it were. This is so stupid, I know. But, listen. So I'm still feeling that connection, right? And it grows every day, right? Because I willfully sort of foster that awareness and the expansion of that awareness. And yet, at the same time, I don't get lost in the desire of culminating in that awareness. So, as not to lose focus on the moment, I guess. I mean, okay, so let me sort of drop some backstory. And so I spend most of my time when I'm not working, which for me, well, I happen to think is a really cool job. I work in an orchard, a small orchard, not like a big commercial orchard, and I just, you know, tend to the grounds and make apple juice and things like that. It's tight, if you will. When I'm not doing that, I'm working to rest and relax, right? Because it takes work, for me anyway. Otherwise, I sort of rampage, or some part of me sort of like comes hacking through with a machete and demanding all sorts of things from me. And if I don't sort of like pay attention, it can get pretty hairy. So, I guess the topic of this installment is the nagging sort of feeling of not being somehow right, or complete, or sufficient, or comfortable. What will you? What have you? And I thought for a long time that if I just said, oh yeah, well, love is all you need, and like the Beatles, and if I just love right, in the right way, if I just love, you know, people around me, and I love myself, it will be okay, and I'll eventually come to accept who I am and be comfortable and not feel this stress of being incomplete or insufficient or unacceptable or whatever you want to say. And so I discovered after some time, I should say, that, you know, that love is simpler than that, even, which makes it so much more complicated to experience. I found, for me, eventually I realized if I accepted, let's say, that I love, and that I am love, and that ultimately it's all love, right? And that you don't have to work or rest to experience it. It just is. And simply the awareness of that truth, or not that, well, that idea anyway, that opinion, whatever you want to call it, however you feel about it, as it resides in you, and as you focus on that feeling, that thought, that idea, and let it sort of, you know, influence your being, or the being that resides in the idea of you, then you start to sense a change, which kind of like, for me, I mean, I started to sense change. I mean, I don't know about you, but for me, I started to sense like change, which devastated me, because let's face it, even though I told myself I wanted to change, I didn't actually think I would, and didn't think I wanted to. But probably because when you start to change, it scares you, because I don't know why. Because then the world seems bigger, or the universe seems more full of possibilities, and you think, or I thought, God, I barely am able to handle what I have, or what I don't have, or whatever you want to call it, and or what I am, or what I do, and I'm not even all not well put together, and I'm like falling to pieces, and now I see more possibilities, and more, I don't know, and at the same time less, and this like, this madness. I mean, unless you've experienced it for yourself, which I'm sure you have on some level, you probably have no idea what I'm saying. I mean, I haven't really skillfully, I guess, in my opinion, conveyed to you what I'm really trying to say, or what I'm, but, right, but don't forget, this is all part of, and yes, I know, but don't worry, you'll see, there is intelligent force behind what I'm doing, though it may not be clear at this point, but I have really considered and really plotted out, in a way, outlined at least, what I'm doing, so trust me, I'm really just trying to, catch your interest, because I think that if you continue to watch this, watch the progression of videos on down the line, or in any order really, any order it will work in any order. That's the genius of this. Seeing crumpets, right? Anyway, as you watch it, it'll start to do what it's designed to do, and that's what I want to see. I want to experience that in a sensual way, in the sense way, right? So more sensual. I mean, But anyway, feel free to respond. Feel free to comment. Feel free to get involved. Like, this is open to you, whoever you are, sort of like jumping in and just adding your own influence to it. It doesn't matter what it is, but connecting to it. Check out Diderot, or whatever. I mean, he's a philosopher, French philosopher back in the day. Anyway, he talks about it a lot. I mean, most philosophers talk about it in one form or another, but he talks about the spider web theory. Anyway, check it out. Right. So, I'm just trying to drop some points of interest along the scenic route of discovery. So, yeah. Check out the other videos. Make some of your own. Start to catch on to what's going on here. Otherwise, just be like, oh, haha, bye-bye. Don't have time, whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay, cool. Open to anybody. Queen of England, bum on the streets, whoever. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Yeah. And, we should always joke about racism and, discrimination. And make fun of it. And feel comfortable being totally absurd and provocative. But at the same time, let's keep it down. Let's keep it to a minimum. Let's not take it away. Okay. I'm not trying to start some kind of cult, so don't worry about that. Just forget I even said anything. Okay.